Stay tuned for Campbell County's premier sports talk show. It's Jake Miller Sports Talk on WLEF. Stay tuned. Stay tuned for Campbell County's premier sports talk show. It's Jake Miller Sports Talk on WLEF. Stay tuned. Stay tuned for Campbell County's premier sports talk show. It's Jake Miller Sports Talk on WLEF. Stay tuned. Stay tuned for Campbell County's premier sports talk show. It's Jake Miller Sports Talk on WLEF. Stay tuned.
The views, opinions, positions, or strategies expressed on this program do not necessarily reflect those of the staff, management, or advertisers of WLEF.
Now watch this drive.
Want some of the hot Jake Miller pants? I'm sure he'd sell them to you for a hot pizza.
Welcome into Jake Miller Sports Talk. I'm your host, Jake Miller, alongside Daniel Collins, Matthew Moore, making it happen over here at the production table. We're in our third different position, actually technically fourth in 4 weeks. Matthew is doing a fantastic job getting this thing rolling, making it happen. Tennessee falls to Georgia in overtime, 44-41 this past Saturday in a rocking environment in Neyland. It was every bit of a hornet's nest as we thought it would be. Tennessee, unfortunately, does not come out with a win. Of course, Campbell County taking the loss at home as well. And Daniel, one of the things, this is the first thing we're going to touch on tonight, and I want to get right into it. The fact that Campbell County went out there and found a way to actually complete 4 quarters of football. Yeah. It wasn't like what we had saw in the first 3 games, where you have the first half, very good job.
Yeah.
And then the second half is when, the floodgates had opened and the opposing team had just taken it and ran with it. But this past weekend really shed light on the fact this team can put 4 quarters together. And the one thing that really excited me coming out of Friday is the fact the team did not quit.
No, they didn't. They put on it was a defensive battle, really. Our offense was able to produce some good drives. There's always going to be work there on the offensive side of the ball. Mm-hmm. But this Central team came in, I would say they're probably in the top 10 in the state the way they looked. They're a really good football team. And Campbell County was able to put several defensive stops on. Contrary to the way the final scoreboard looked or whatever, mm-hmm. Campbell County, their defense is starting to figure some things out. Of course, they're really young, right? Campbell County is a really young team. First-year head coach, Coach Owenby, is, I think, finally figuring out how he likes to do things. Mm-hmm. And that reflects in your players. If the coach is confident going into a week, the players are going to be confident.
Absolutely. And, one of the things that stood out to me is, we hadn't really seen the deep ball thrown that much by Eli Lawson. And then Timmy Gibson has a chance to, catch one there in the fourth quarter. And if he catches it, he's taking it to the house.
Yeah.
There was no question in my mind. I'm like, if he catches this ball, he's taking it to the house. And, of course, if you could have ended the game on that would have been huge.
It would have been.
Because then you can carry that momentum into tomorrow's game against West, in which I feel like this is a very, very winnable game for Campbell County, because everyone's like, oh, West High School, you think of state titles, you think of this, you think of that. Guys, guess what? It's not the West of old.
No, it's not.
It's not. And right now, they are not the best thing on Sutherland Avenue anymore. The best thing on Sutherland Avenue is probably Holy Land Market and Deli.
Yeah. There's a lot, though.
There is a lot.
There's some good food.
There is some really good food down there. But we're not here to talk about food for now, because the question today actually is, what is the best tailgate food that you could possibly bring to a tailgate? That is the question of the day. If you want to call in, 423-562-1450 is your number to get on the show. Now, Daniel, as we talk about Campbell County, let's go ahead and transition back into Tennessee. Mm-hmm. And I really want to hit on the fact that I really believe wholeheartedly that we took our foot off the gas, and that's why we lost this game. I feel like that is the sole reason why we lost this game. Now, did Joey Aguilar throw 2 interceptions? Yes. Did Max Gilbert miss the kick at the end of the game? Absolutely he did. But I want to paint this picture for you. Imagine You're in the Daytona 500. You're coming around turn 4. You got this thing won. The closest car to you is about 6 car lengths back. And you take your foot off the gas. And you lose. That is exactly how it felt.
Yeah, I mean, the first quarter was amazing. It was fun to be a Tennessee fan the first quarter.
Oh, it was immaculate.
It was really fun. I mean, Joey's got over 200 yards, 3 touchdowns. I mean, who could have scripted a better quarter for Tennessee?
Oh, that one to Brazel.
Yes.
Ooh, that was pretty.
But, I would love to say that that's sustainable throughout the length of a game. Mm-hmm. It's not.
No, and it never has been.
It never has been. At the high school level, sure, you can do that against teams.
Right.
At the college level, unless you're playing a lower end D1 team or something like that,
mm-hmm.
Teams are going to adapt. And Coach Kirby Smart with Georgia, I mean, there's a reason he's won championships.
He is the king of adapt and overcome.
He's the king of adapt and overcome. And one person that I see on social media that's not getting enough love is Gunnar Stockton. I mean, I don't like Georgia.
Yeah.
I never will. But Gunnar had a good game. It was a very quiet game for him as far as passing the ball and stuff. I mean, just little dunks here and there.
Yeah. I mean, the dink and dunk passes, I mean, anybody can do that. I mean, you or I can get out
mm-hmm.
there and do that. But one of the things, too, that needs to be talked about from this past weekend, other than the Tennessee loss, we threw 2 interceptions. We did. But did we throw 5?
No.
No, we did not.
We didn't have a Nico in the backfield either.
We did not have Nico. By the way, got his coach fired. Virginia Tech got his coach fired. We have had 2 firings already. We are in week 3 of college football. UCLA is now without a head coach, and so is Virginia Tech.
And, Jake, before we were coming on air, you and I were talking, fans of college ball have gotten used to this super senior class
mm-hmm.
where most players have the 6 years of eligibility. That is no longer a thing unless your coach gets fired or leaves within the first 3 weeks of the season.
Right, and I'm not a fan of that at all, and I don't think anybody really is a fan of that, period, because the fact of the matter is, at the end of the day, you go to school for 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it is. That's how it's always been. And then we had the COVID year. Well, then you have super seniors. Well, then you have guys that are 6 and 7 year seniors. I mean, who is it? Is it Haynes King that's still playing?
Yeah.
Dude.
He's got like 10 years in college ball.
He has been in college longer than I was in the Army.
Yeah. It's impressive. But, with this firing of the head coach out at UCLA
mm-hmm.
and Virginia Tech, those players are now free. They can transfer within 30 days to anywhere they want to.
And that should not be a thing.
No questions asked. I've seen a thing about NIL money,
mm-hmm.
and the way that a lot of these players are structuring those deals, they're on a year-long agreement.
Pretty much.
So, like Nico going out to UCLA, I'm sure he's got NIL deals out there with Thunders. That's going to stay with him.
Mm-hmm.
And he will be able to go to a different school.
And still get paid.
And still get more NIL offers. So he's going to be making more money off of transferring from Tennessee to UCLA to Utah State or somewhere. I mean, who knows? But it's just a weird situation.
Well, and here's the thing, man. Like, I think Philip Fulmer actually said this. It's been a few years ago that he said this, but he made a lot of sense when he said it. When he got on camera and he said, this is not going to be good because you're not, holding kids accountable. Mm-hmm. This is more so with the transfer portal. But then you factor in NIL, you're also going to eventually hurt the product on the field in the NFL.
You are. I mean, and you can see it now.
Well, you got guys that are going to take a pay cut to go to the NFL.
Yeah, you see it now.
Yeah.
I mean, not everybody's going to be making these $100 million contracts in the NFL.
No.
Most, I'll use offensive line. It's a position I'm familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
Right? There's one down in, I think it's Texas A&M maybe. He's making like $5 million right now to play football in college. He's a freshman.
$5 million.
Yes. He's a tackle, and he's making that.
He's not going to make that in the NFL.
He's not going to make that amount of money in the first 5 years he's in the NFL unless he is just like the end-all, be-all. John Runyon, like, I can stop anybody at any given time.
Right.
But why would I leave to go to the NFL when I'm already getting NFL money here?
I mean, realistically, more than NFL money.
Yeah.
When you really think about it.
Getting more.
Well, and that's like, I know for a fact, like when Walter Nolan was being recruited, of course, the battle was between Tennessee and Texas A&M. Mm-hmm. And I know Tennessee came in the ballpark of about $850,000 for him. But then A&M came back at $1.25 million, and they asked to match, and Tennessee basically told him no.
Yep.
And Tennessee was not going to match that. And then there's a few others out there. Of course, we know the Nico deal, the $8 million deal, where it was, you get the G-Wagon, then you get some cash to sign, then you get all this. But at the end of the day, until you see the product on the field, I don't think they should be allowed to make any money. Like
I agree.
I think one of the rules should be that you cannot take NIL as a freshman. If you really don't want it to be a recruiting tool, then you don't pay him as a freshman.
See, then not to play devil's advocate, but to play the advocate to that.
Which then they're going to transfer anyway.
They're going to transfer. I mean, you sign somebody for a year, or you get them to sign a scholarship. Hey, I'm going to come play football for you. Oh, by the way, you can't get money until your sophomore season.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, why would I do that? Why would I sign and not be able to make X amount of money when, I know the NFL doesn't have the 18 and in league like what the NBA did years ago.
Basically the G League.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got, very rarely did you have a few players that skipped college ball and went to the NBA. You don't see that in college football.
No.
There is not a product that you can take from a high school football field and put them on an NFL roster and them make any kind of impact, really.
Well, no, it's because here's the deal with basketball. In basketball, you can showcase your skills. There's plenty of 17 and 16-year-olds even out there that can go and compete with guys in the NBA that are, upwards of 25 to 26 years old. I mean, we see that all the time.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's all about size. I mean, when you get to the NFL, it's like there is a definitive jump from high school ball to college ball. And then there's a significant jump between college ball to the NFL. Mm-hmm. That's like when people used to say, well, Alabama could beat the Buffalo Bills back when the Buffalo Bills were terrible. No, they couldn't.
No, they couldn't.
Like, that's something that bothered me, too, when I would hear stuff like that. It's like, you realize these are college kids that are going up against grown men. Like, that's a big, big jump there.
Well, I can tell you from just my personal experience being at Carson Newman, we had our offensive line was huge. And I remember my first day, I was a freshman going into Carson Newman, and there's this big dude that walks in. I mean, he's massive. He's got dreads, and dude looks like the Predator. Like, you take the Predator, this dude was him, right?
Almost like Chris Bosh.
Yeah. But this dude was like, and I'm like, so he throws like 550 pounds on the bench, and I'm like, I've never seen that amount of weight moved.
Mm-hmm.
He pops down, pumps out 10 reps, throws it up, walks away.
See, and that's something a lot of people don't take into account is, with that. And I think you do actually have to be 21 to be in the NFL.
You do.
I think that's, because I think who was it? Maurice Clarett that played at Ohio State in 2001, eventually ended up winning a national championship. No, this would have been 2002 because Miami had it in 01, then Ohio State won it the following year when they played Miami, and that game went into overtime. But Maurice Clarett was the first one that really tried it, I guess, per se.
I mean, you got to think, though. I mean,
Which also didn't help his case that he was on the cover of Sports Illustrated throwing his Ohio State jersey in the trash.
Yeah, no,
that was not a good look.
But, I mean, I've met a few NFL offensive linemen. Tyson Clabo comes to mind. He played for the Atlanta Falcons forever, it seems.
Yeah.
And, I was training with Tim Zupanzik, actually, in between my senior year of high school and my freshman year of college. And I was talking with Tyson, trying to get some NFL instruction. That's where everybody wants to be eventually.
Mm-hmm.
And, here I am all senior year thinking I'm the big bad boy on the field, and you go up to Tyson Clabo, who's been in the NFL for 13 years at the time, and he's a little bit shorter than I am. And I'm like, I've got that for me.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, dude, it's not all about how much weight I can move. It's, you got to think, I'm 33, you're 18.
Yeah.
I've got the maturity on my side. I've got the know-how of what you're going to do. And it's amazing to me just to have seen, we were doing some offensive line drills, and he knew where I was putting my hands before my brain knew where I was putting my hands. And that's
'Cause he's played the game for
he's
that
played
long.
the game for that long. You know, you also got to think he's blocking the best defensive ends,
Yeah.
defensive tackles in the world
Like
on
at
a
the
weekly.
time, like he's going up against the guys like John Henderson,
Yeah. I mean,
Haynesworth, all those guys.
He's going against them every week, and he knows where my hands are going and how to move them. You don't get that going from high school to college.
No.
You don't get that. So the gap from high school to college is huge. It's really big, and there's a reason that you don't see many offensive linemen leaving college early. You've got Cade Mays and Cooper Mays, who both played 5 years, I believe.
Trey Smith as well.
Trey Smith played 5 years. Trey Smith's now one of the best guards in the NFL.
Like the only one that comes to mind that I can think of that really stood out once he got to the NFL, and I don't even think he played his 4th year, was actually Darnell Wright.
Yeah, I don't think he did. I agree with you.
I think he only played 3 years and left.
I agree. I think so.
Because Wanye Morris, he went out to Oklahoma.
Yeah.
He was one of the Oklahoma Vols, him, Keyshawn Lawrence, Eric Gray.
I wish we could have kept Eric Gray.
Eric Gray was not going to stay. No.
No.
Eric Gray got too much money.
Oh, yeah.
He got too much money in order for him to stay. And I'm not talking about too much money from Oklahoma. I'm talking about too much money when we were under investigation for McDonald's bags, Chick-fil-A bags. Well, you don't have to pay it back.
I was just feeding my players.
Feeding players, making car payments, making insurance payments, paying off medical bills. I don't even want to get into what else they did.
But it is what it is, you know. But I'll go back to this before we move on in the show. Meanwhile, Jake's losing it. You know, the difference between an offensive lineman in college versus at the NFL level, you're talking about a...
Dude, how are you going to show up to a recruit's living room in a pullover that is 2 sizes too big and wrinkled pants?
Here's a Chick-fil-A bag. Don't open it till I leave.
It didn't help the dude's bald. I'm just imagining this, the guy that I know that was on staff at the time. I can see his face now. Like, and he's just got a blank stare. Like, if he's just like, really? Like, what the heck?
Yeah.
It's just like
what in the world's going on?
And then he has to look at the recruit's mother after he says he is an elite defensive mind. He is the best defensive mind in the country. He came from Alabama. Walks to the door, quarter zip's too big, pants are wrinkled, and they're khaki, so you can tell they're wrinkled.
Oh, yeah.
Tennis shoes. Everybody else is dressed up. Jeremy Pruitt.
I mean, it sounds like a Butch Jones pitch, really. I mean, it is what it is.
Folks, I want to remind you that Jake Miller Sports Talk is presented by the Marlowe Agency with Shelter Insurance. Derek Marlowe and company are here to serve you and protect not only your home, but you as well. Whether it's your car, your boat, your house, your business, or your life, Marlowe Agency does it all. Give them a call today at 423-352-7735. That's the Marlowe Agency with Shelter Insurance, 423-352-7735. So, I got to brag on Derek for a minute.
I was getting ready to say, didn't you do some business with Derek? And
I did. You know, I told him, about a month ago when he became the title sponsor of this show, I said, yeah, we'll link up here in a couple of weeks and we'll get this done. So he calls me today. He's like, hey, you want to go ahead and do this now? I'm like, yeah, let's do it. So not going to tell you what I pay now. Well, what I did pay. I know what I'm paying now.
yeah,
And it's a lot less than what I was paying before.
that 10-piece nugget and Diet Coke from McDonald's looks a little better now, huh?
No, dude, it's going to save me, like, no joke, like $400 a year.
Think of all the
Or,
chicken
excuse
nuggets.
me, what is it? Yeah, it's $400 a year. But think about this. Do you know how many Charlie's pizzas that is?
A lot.
That's
Cauliflower crust.
It's a lot of cauliflower crust. It's a lot of cauliflower crust. So big shout out to Derek Marlowe with Shelter Insurance. The Marlowe Agency will help you. Stay with us. Jake Miller Sports Talk continues right here on WLAF.
All
At Alco Builders and Realty, we have agents that know the area, that are experts in the local market. It's very important in real estate to have someone on your team that understands the market. Give us a call. We'd love to hear from you.
For more than 5 decades, one name has delivered excellence in paving: Boshears. Boshears Paving. From the perfect finish of your home driveway to commercial parking lots to roads for a new subdivision, Boshears Paving handles all types of paving projects. Boshears Paving protects your investment, enhances curb appeal with expert seal coating and precise professional striping. Unmatched quality, reliability, and service you can trust. No matter your paving needs, Boshears Paving is your solution. Call them today, 423-562-2162.
Hi, this is Kim from Bird Screen Printing. You need custom shirts, signs, or banners? Whether it's for school, business, or special event, we've got you covered. We're local, friendly, and ready to help turn your dreams into a reality. Fast, reliable service from folks you know and trust. Come see us at Bird Screen Printing. Let's get your next project started.
Hey, this is Larry Burge. Stop by and see us today in downtown La Follette at 225 East Central Avenue or call 423-562-3044. 562-3044. Go Cougars!
Whether you're a contractor or you're just handling a project around the house or farm, CNO Metal Sales has the best prices in the tri-state. Metal roofing custom cuts as well as delivery are available from CNO Metal. Be sure and ask us about our lifetime warranty on metal. Matt Klein can handle your big or small jobs from 1 piece of metal to 100. Select from 22 colors. CNO Metal Sales is right behind O'Reilly's Auto Parts in Middlesboro. Just take a left at the first stoplight and CNL is on the right. See or call Matt at 606-248-5744.
This is Matthew Klein, former Cougar number 42. Come see me at CNL Metal.
Since 1963, CNC Concrete has been serving Campbell County and surrounding areas with the best there is in concrete. The best in rock, the best in rebar, the best in sand, the best in pretty much anything pertaining to concrete. That's CNC Concrete. Bobby Crass is his family's second generation of owning and operating CNC. As Bobby says, we hold your dreams, the concrete to your dream home. CNC Concrete, open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. until the job gets done.
Citizens Bank is a locally owned and operated bank serving communities in East Tennessee. The bank was established in 1934 with 3 guiding principles at its foundation: assurance of safety to depositors, a high standard of service to customers, and a genuine desire to serve the community. These principles are the core factor in the success that has lasted over 85 years and grown Citizens Bank to the renowned financial institution it is today. To learn more about Citizens Bank, visit citizensbank24.com.
It's the Bullock Law Firm countdown to kickoff here on the WLAF Thorles Tire Shop Sports Network. Again at home this week. What a luxury for the Cougars after starting with 3 straight road games. The Cougars and the Knoxville West Rebels. And, Coach, the competition does not get any easier.
No, it doesn't. I mean, like I said, a couple weeks ago, our schedule is so tough, and it's a great opportunity for our guys to continue to play, great teams. It just kind of shows you where we need to get to, how we need to focus in, how we need to work. But it's not very easy, I'll tell you that much. But I'm excited for our guys, and I'm excited for this Friday night, especially in front of our home crowd.
We've talked about the competition for your team. West has a pretty tough schedule, too. They played Maryville, they played Alcoa, to mention a couple of teams. So they've had a rough ride, plus the Central Bobcats.
That's very true. You watch them on film, and, they've had a rough road as far as, playing those great teams that you just mentioned. And, you know, I know they're coming in here wanting to get their first win, and, you know, we're trying to do the same. But, you know, it's just been a tough year as far as just with, you know, the scheduling and things like that. You know, a lot of tough teams, a lot of senior heavy loaded teams. But, you know, we're ready to go. We're continuing to work this week, and, you know, hopefully we can, you know, come out on top.
Coach, you not making excuses, but you've had a fair amount of injuries these last couple of games. Who will you probably have back this week from that injury status? Do you know yet?
I'm not real sure yet, but, you know, that's what I've always told the kids when we started this. It's next man up mentality. You know, we're going to play who's the next guy up, and, you know, if we get injuries, we've got to be ready, you know, all the way down. That's why I've said, you know, every rep counts, every mental rep counts in practice. So it's one of those things where we have to sit back, and we've just got to, you know, if an injury happens or if injuries occur, we've got to plug the next guy up.
Well, of course, guys want to play, and next guy up gets to play.
That's exactly right. I mean, that's the mentality that I'm trying to instill in these guys to understand. You know, as a young guy, you know, as a freshman or something like that, you think, well, I'll just get to play JV and things like that. But, you know, with injuries and just the way things are kind of rolling, I mean, they could be out there on Friday night just as soon as they think they aren't going to be. You know, they're going to be out there, and hopefully, you know, their mindset is they're focusing in throughout the week, but, you know, next man up mentality.
Would you share a thought or two about this West team? You've seen a lot of footage on them already. What do you see, offense, defense, special teams with the Rebels?
They're a good football team. I know their record does not show that, but it's just one of those things where they're a really good football team. I mean, they're coming off a semifinal year last year, and I mean, I'm guessing they're itching to get up here and play us, and I'm guessing as well that they're probably going to, you know, give us everything that they have because they're looking for that first win. But they're a great football team, well coached, offense, defense, special teams. I mean, there's really not a soft point, you know, just looking at it. So, I mean, these guys they're. You know, they've got a great tradition there. They've got all kinds of things going on for them, but, you know, it's just going to be a tough ball game.
How does the speed for West compare to perhaps Central's?
I think in spots they're about equal. You know, Central might have a little bit in the skill position, but, you know, West is going to be physical. They're going to run the football, and, you know, but they've got skill players as well. So, I mean, it's going to be a really tough test for us, and we're just going to have to play one of our better games.
Well, your team continues to improve, you know, just, I guess, inch by inch. And yesterday in practice, this week in practice, your team has continued to pound away and be motivated at it.
Yes, they are. I mean, I can't express the gratitude or the appreciation that I have for these guys that are continuing to practice, you know, well every single day. You know, there's been a few times where I kind of wondered, you know, hey, we got to get this thing going. But you know, for the most part, these guys have come ready to work, and they continue to work. They don't let the scoreboard define the men that they are, and they come in and they work. And I'm really excited to be their head football coach.
A chance to play at home again in front of the home crowd, that's special. What does it mean to the players, do you think, to be able to be out here on the field at home?
Oh, I guarantee they love it. And I know, you know, those first three games, you know, road warriors, and, you know, it's just kind of, you know, it's just a different mindset. But, you know, once you get home and once you get to play in front of your home crowd, you know, it's one of those things where it's just, there's nothing like Friday night football, you know, and especially up here. Like, it's a great atmosphere. We had a great atmosphere last. I appreciate the community and the way they support us, and I appreciate everybody, you know, behind the scenes, you know, getting this thing ready. There's nothing like Friday night football, but there's nothing like Friday night football up here on the hill.
Pretty special stuff. Coach, you're a Tennessee fan through and through, but your alma mater, where you played, UAB and the Vols this Saturday, you got to be rooting for the Vols, I guess, right?
Well, I hope it's a really good game. You know, deep down, I'll probably always be a Vol fan, but you know, I hope the UAB Blazers come in and play well and do a good job. You know, the good thing is it's a win-win for me. So if UAB comes in and wins, I'm happy. If the Vols win, I'm happy. So it's a win-win for me.
Coach, thanks for your time. We wish you well tonight. We'll see you after the game.
I appreciate it, and go Cougars.
Take Coach Taylor Ownby, Jim Freeman here, signing off on our pregame visit with the head coach. You're following the Cougars on the WLAF Joel's Tire Shop Sports Network.
Girl, our mamas are best friends, and so are we. The whole town's rooting for us like the home team. Most likely to settle down.
Nothing like some Morgan Wallen to bring you back in.
No, it's not. I love me some Morgan.
Oh, yeah, we just sit here, bob our heads back and forth, and life is good. Thought I had that burp out of the way before we came back on air. My bad. But just hearing from Coach Taylor Ownby and, what to expect next Friday, or excuse me, tomorrow night. Tomorrow night. That one's going to be one of those deals in which I feel like Campbell County has a chance to come out and win. And I'm not sure how everybody else is feeling about the whole situation. But at the same time, when you go into this game and you see what West has done in their first three, bad loss. Played Central okay, but that game was really never in question. Everybody knew Central was going to win that game. Mm-hmm. And then you just get absolutely mollywopped. I mean, absolutely mollywopped last week. You have to think that Campbell County has a better chance in this than they have had in their previous 4 games.
I would say so. It's, Campbell County versus West, this is the best opportunity you've had since you've played West.
Oh, 100%.
Let's just put it out there.
You have to go back to, the Price twins being here
to
find a chance in which you had a, somewhat, similar opportunity to win.
And a lot of the players that were playing for Coach Price, both of them, whenever they were the head coach and played West, are now coaching at the high school.
That's right.
C.J. Allen, Hunter White. There's a few of them that are helping coach at the high school.
Those are some players, too, I'll tell you that.
Oh, they were.
They were some players. They were very fun to watch. And, of course, tonight we have Grace Christian taking on Webb. That is the game of the week that is being played tonight. Got to go for Grace Christian in that one.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm pulling for everybody knows that my heart is Anderson County.
Of course.
There's no hiding that. I've stated it. It's probably Anderson County, Campbell County, and then Grace. That's my top 3. Those are my 3 teams that if I'm going to watch high school football, it's one of those 3.
Well, and if you meet people that go to those schools, or that went to those schools rather, not had too much interaction with people from Webb, but I've yet to meet somebody from Grace Christian that I did not like.
Yeah, everybody seems approachable from what I've seen.
Right.
Me and Caden Poston last year, we had went to game day. No, went to the Paul Feinbaum show when it was over in Knoxville on a Friday, and we went over and watched Grace play Webb. And funny enough, went and watched Grace play Webb last year. And it's just a cool experience over at Grace. They, it's a smaller school, but they've got all kinds of talent. Coach Matt and Justin Price, they've got good things going over there. We've heard, last week Joe called in and was talking about some players that were over there. They've got a stud running back, very young. They've got the talent to be state championship caliber team.
Mm-hmm.
And Webb, I don't know about. I've only seen Webb play a handful of times. Every time I hear Webb, all I think about is Chad Pennington.
One of the nicest guys I've ever met, I'll say that.
Yeah, Chad's a super nice guy. I've gotten the opportunity to meet him several times.
I've never talked about football with him.
Really?
The only thing that he and I ever talked about, which I've only met him one time, was cheeseburgers.
He loves to talk about food. Golf is one of his big things. Mm-hmm. But I've heard him talking football several times, and it's just, there's when you play a sport, especially football, you get a playbook, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's probably 15, 20 pages of plays in there.
Of course.
You've got 4 or 5 plays on each page, and you memorize those, right? Well, Chad, from where he played in the NFL for so long, he's retained all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just impressive.
For as long as he played, you have to have a brain.
Yeah.
Like a big brain at that.
And what a lot of people don't realize, and I'll speak on this just briefly, NFL quarterbacks, right? Everybody sees them. College football quarterbacks now as well. The coaches are talking to these quarterbacks. They're telling them, you know, there's a clip of John Gruden calling out a play, and it's like YZ banana, probably 5 or 10 more words. And the quarterbacks have to remember every single word because it's telling everybody what to do. And I can remember when I played, Coach Mike Turner up at Carson Newman, he was something else. He was a great man. And his plays were always, all right, veer left, veer right, veer option. That was our 3 plays. But now you've got...
If it works, it works.
Yeah, if it works, it works. But, you see Joey Aguilar now. All the college quarterbacks, they have a sticker on the back of their helmet that says C2P, coach to player.
Yep.
And that's, the offensive coordinator's calling in the play to the quarterback. Quarterback hears it, and then the quarterback has to go and repeat that.
Right, and that's only something that's been around for a few years now. I mean, because that was not always there.
Yeah, no, that's not always been there. NFL's had it for quite a while. But Chad Pennington, who we're speaking of, he was at the tail end of that. And he's just saying, you take your 15, 20-page playbook that you've got now in high school and take that and like quadruple it. And then you've got an NFL level.
Pretty much. That's something we've talked about a lot. And, there's some people out there that are probably wondering, it's like, oh, why are we talking about, Justin and Matt? Why are we talking about the Price twins? Well, first of all, they're playing tonight. And second of all, I mean, you look at what they did here. There should be no ill will towards those guys.
They still live here.
They do.
I mean, their families are raised here. Their dad is very active in the community, so is their mom. The whole Price family is. I mean, they're loved here in Campbell County, and like you said, if there's any ill will, I mean, then that's a personal issue.
I mean, it would have to be at that point.
I mean, I don't mean to sound crass or anything, but it is what it is. I mean, they did what they needed to do in Campbell County.
And they won.
They showed Campbell County that the players that are in Campbell County, that's the big part. The players in Campbell County
can win. Yes.
That is the key part to take away from what Matt and Justin brought to Campbell County High School.
Well, and two, something else they did is they closed down the borders. Like
they did.
Guys were not going outside of their respected zone, I guess, per se.
Yeah.
To go play elsewhere.
No, they did. And
because I can remember when I played at La Follette Middle School, I mean, it wasn't one of those deals like where they would come out like, in the locker room and be like, hey, you guys need to go to this school that's east of us. Like they wouldn't come out and say it, but some people they would go up to and just be like, yeah, like guys, you need to go over here. And it was one of those deals too in which you don't really think about it at the time because you're so young, but looking back on it now, it's like, well, maybe the reason that there wasn't a lot of success for so long was because your better talent was going elsewhere.
And you know what TSSAA did with all of that talent being able to be kept in one spot? They said, here's your one-time transfer ticket.
Pretty much.
Free of charge.
Yep.
You can go wherever you want, no questions asked. Here you go.
See, and, one of the things that I don't like about that is, some people just use it for a competitive aspect or whatever, but then there's kids that are in bad situations that need to get out of those bad situations. Yes. And that is totally fine. I have no issue with that whatsoever. It's when we see, well, we're not going to see it tomorrow because some of those guys went elsewhere.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it doesn't take a genius to figure it out. It's all over the place. And, if you don't know about it now, you'll hear about it in the next probably 24 to 48 hours where those kids went. But, at the end of the day, the biggest thing that Campbell County needs to focus on right now, keeping the best players from Jacksboro in Campbell County.
Yep.
Keeping the best players from La Follette, which shouldn't be an issue right now because Cumberland Gap is not good. Keeping them in Campbell County.
And, I mean, you've still got parents. I mean, my parents made the best decision for me.
Right.
I went to Jacksboro Middle School. I can remember crying when I found out that I was going to have to go to Anderson County. I did not want to. I wanted to go to Campbell County because that's where all my friends were.
Right. So you had to basically start over.
Yeah. You got to think.
I mean, you might know some of the guys from, growing up playing with them, but at the same time, like you basically have to start over. You have to go to a new school. You have to make new friends. Like none of your friends from,
None of
Jacksboro
my
were going to
friends.
be there.
No, and so that was tough. And you're going to have parents that are the same as mine that may want you in a different school system, and that's okay. Every parent has the right to do what they think is best for their child.
Right.
And mine, in my situation, and I'm not speaking about anybody else, this is just my situation, my parents made the right move for me.
Yeah, you got to play college ball out of the deal.
Yeah, they made the right decision for me. And granted, I had some great friends that played football at Campbell County at the time. You think of Stephen and Philip Wells,
Troy Arnold,
Tyler Ambergy, Tyler Albright. I mean,
then you got other guys that played a really crucial role on some of those teams too, like Chris Hicks,
yeah,
Brad Hicks. I mean, those guys were great.
They made
Keenan Evans.
Yeah, all of those, they're great players. But for me in my situation, I went to Anderson County, and it was the best decision that my parents made for me at the time.
You know the best decision my parents ever made for me?
Telling you to join the military.
No. No, that was a Jake decision that Jake may or may not, if I were to go back, I don't think I would do it again. The best decision my parents ever made for me was, hey, you're not playing college tennis.
Yeah, I mean, any kind of collegiate sport, that is your world.
It is.
You have nothing outside of that.
No, if you play football in college, you're a football player. Mm-hmm. You go to class, you go to practice.
Yeah.
You go to class, you go to study hall. You go to class, you go to the weight room.
Yeah, and that's it. And you've got tutors that will come in and help you in that transition. Now, I say tutors. Mine was great. Mm-hmm. He helped me a lot. Some of the tutors that they're getting now are they might be doing the papers for the players.
Chat GPT is doing the papers for them. But the funny thing about my situation was I went on a visit to Virginia Wise. Mm-hmm. And I'm playing against their number 2 seed, and I'm playing very well. Mm-hmm. Right? They're like, well, we would love to have you come play. I'm like, okay. And it was a $32,000 a year school for out of state because it was a state school. It wasn't a private school. So you're limited as to what you can get.
Yep.
And the coach looked at me. He's like, what do you think? I'm like, I think I like it here. Like,
yeah.
What can you give me? He's like, we can give you 35. I thought he meant 35,000. No. He meant 3,500. Yeah. So then you're still shopping around. It's like, okay, well, Pikeville's got my stuff. Lindsey Wilson has my stuff. There was a school in Louisville. I cannot remember the name. It was right outside of Louisville, NAIA school. And I'm talking to him. And immediately the guy was like, yeah, I would love to have you come play. I'm like, I don't know if this guy's even seen me play yet. And come to find out, 2 guys left the team or got kicked off the team. And then 1 guy got hit by a car. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going here. But the closest I ever came to going anywhere was actually Gadsden State Community College down in Alabama. Mm-hmm. And then there were 2 schools on the Gulf Coast. There were 2 community colleges. There was Faulkner State, which is now Alabama Gulf Coast Community College, and then Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College, which, oddly enough, you remember Terrence Cody that played at Alabama. That's actually where he came from.
It's
Bottom line, I wanted to live on the beach is what it was.
Oh, yeah. I mean, tonight we've talked a lot about, the transfer from, or the differences between high school ball and college ball. Campbell County has a few players, they're still young. You give them enough time to develop and have the community back the players instead of getting on book face, as my pastor calls it. Mm-hmm. And the first thing that player sees is somebody tearing down their coach or tearing down the team or something. You might see these big D1 prospects and stuff. What you don't see is the community behind them.
Right.
We talked about Peyton earlier, that Walter. Well, no, not Walter Payton. What was it? Went to Texas A&M.
Oh, Walter Nolan.
Talked about Nolan earlier. He had the whole community of Powell behind him.
Oh, he did.
And when a player has the community behind them, their skill increases. That sounds crazy, but they know that.
Well, I think it's that extra level of confidence you get.
That extra level of confidence,
Well, and Matthew can attest to this, actually. When we were at Cherokee, week 2 of the season, and we saw how that community just rallied around. Like, it's an event.
It's an event.
Up there. Like, they have Cherokee football. They're going out and cheering on the Chiefs.
Yeah.
And you can see it because you look in the earlier in the game. I'm looking at the stands because I'm on the polar opposite side of where Matthew is. I'm standing on the visitor sideline. I'm looking at the stands. I'm like, man, this is all right.
Yeah.
And then instead of running out onto the field like we do here, which we don't have these capabilities obviously, but they go up around the field house, go up to the top of the hill, where you enter the stadium and do an ECW style entrance down onto the field. I'm like, that might be one of the cooler high school football entrances I've ever seen.
See, I like Oak Ridge's entrance, where they walk around and they come, or well, they don't walk around. They come down the steps and walk out on the field. I think that's cool. It lets the community be able to put a face behind
Right.
that number.
Because a lot of the times you just have helmet syndrome.
Yeah, and you just see a helmet out there. And this goes back to community involvement, the community engagement, having fans that are there. I, as bad as people don't want to talk about it, football, and I'll look directly into the camera on this one. Football is the number one moneymaker for a school system.
100%.
Bar none, nothing comes close to it. And I say that not to offend basketball parents, volleyball parents, soccer parents, anybody else. I'm not trying to offend you. But football is where your money is made for your schools as far as pure profit.
Well, and then you look at other sports too. Like, it's not like it is in college where the school just pays for everything.
Yeah.
It's like, if you look at the tennis team, for example, here at Campbell County, how many times do you think the school actually bought my uniform?
None.
0. How many times do you think they bought my court shoes?
None.
How many times do you think they bought my racket?
0.
So, I mean, you got to think, and the thing is, like, once you get to such a competitive level, rackets are not cheap. No, you're spending upwards of $200 to $300 per racket. Well, now it's $300 a racket. Back then it was, $199, $200 a racket.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. You can't just have one racket.
Yeah, you've got to have multiple.
Because strings break.
Yeah. You've got to have a backup. Or
if you have a bad racket, guess what happens to that racket? You smash it.
Yeah.
You smash it, and guess what? That racket is no longer usable. People be like, oh, well, he's throwing a tantrum. No, the racket's just bad.
Yeah.
Like, something's off in the racket. It's not, not doing what it needs to do. Or a string breaks. You got to have another racket on backup. So, I mean, that's $500, $600 in rackets alone.
That you've got to have.
Plus your team uniform, you're spending upwards of $100 to $200 per racket, and then shoes, you're spending another $100.
So kit, for your entire kit, you're looking at $1,000.
Yeah. In tennis.
In tennis.
Like, to be competitive. Now, guys that were just getting into it, yeah, they could get away with going to Walmart, picking up, a $20 racket, $30 racket, whatever they are now. But, if you play at a competitive level, you play at a high level, certain rackets are more geared towards your style of play. If you're a power hitter, Babolat is a brand that I like really well.
Yeah.
You go with the Pure Drive, which is the blue racket they have, and that's more geared towards guys with power. Mm-hmm. You have guys that are more like in finesse, putting spin on the ball, whether it be top spin, back spin. You're going with the Aero Drive, which is the yellow racket.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
Did not expect to talk about tennis rackets today.
Well, so to tie this back to the football side of things, the community will look at numbers that the Board of Education or somebody is talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And they see, the football team got $200,000. I don't know what the number is. I'm just throwing a number out there. Okay, so on a football team, Campbell County, you've got 50 players, right?
Mm-hmm.
We'll just say 50 even. Each player has to have a helmet.
$300.
Minimum $300.
I was going to say, the better Rydell helmets, those are what, about $499?
Yeah, and then you've got the Schutt brand.
Yep. That's what I wore.
Those are more expensive. See, I was a Rydell fan. I love my Rydell. But, and then you've got to think shoulder pads. Those are $250 to $300 a pop.
Yep. And then you just hope you can reuse them.
All of this stuff has to be reconditioned per TSSAA now.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be reconditioned after 1 year of use. They have to get reconditioned every year, right?
And it's better to just go ahead and buy new than it is to just recondition.
And most of the time, it's better to just buy new. So if people want to gripe about the football team getting more money, okay, you've got 50 players. You have to buy 50 sets or 50 helmets, minimum 50 helmets, minimum 50 pairs of shoulder pads, minimum 50 girdles, minimum probably 100 mouthpieces.
Probably.
You by that point,
you're already in at about $1,000. That's not even including the jersey or the pants.
That's not including the jersey, the pants.
Jerseys are running $150 to $200 per jersey. Pants, you're running about 100. So then you have to have 2 of those. You have to have 2 jerseys. You have to have a home and away. You can't just have 1 jersey.
Mm-hmm.
You can probably get away with 1 pair of pants, but realistically, no one is just wearing 1 pair of pants unless you're super traditional.
And honestly, to look at things from eagle eye view, right? You can see everything.
Plus transportation to away games.
You're looking at a minimum of $100,000 a football season for 50 players.
Yeah.
And I don't think the community realizes that, especially in Campbell County.
Yeah, it's like, why do you think they're doing fundraisers?
Yeah, why do you think that when you drive through Jacksboro and Caryville and the red light right there, you're seeing football players out there before the season saying, hey, we need new gear. We don't have enough money yet to buy what we need.
Right.
You know, the school board designated X amount of money. I don't know what it is. I don't know what that amount of money is. But I'm just trying to help people understand why football is so expensive and why Campbell County.
Oh, hey, by the way, we got to pay a coach.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, we've got to pay a coach. An athletic director gets a portion out of it. You've got 2 athletic directors in Campbell County. You've got 2 co-athletic directors. You've got other head coaches that are paid staff. I mean, it all adds up. And
like you said, at minimum.
At minimum, $100,000 a year.
Yes.
And that's probably on the lower end of things.
Oh, and by the way, you have to pay for transportation for the cheerleaders as well when you go on away games.
And the band.
And the band.
I mean, and all of that is, from my understanding, and I may be completely wrong, but I believe that the football program funds the buses and transportation for the cheerleaders and the band to go to these events.
That would make sense.
To a football event. I'm not speaking of any other sport. I don't know.
Right.
I'm not going to speak on something that I don't have any kind of idea about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and people are wondering, it's like, well, why is everybody so stressed out about football? Well, that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. You got to think. I mean, you say that on Friday night there's, 1,000 people up on the hill? Probably more. So $1,000, and you got $10 a ticket.
Shout out to our listeners in the state of Kentucky. So, is it Vices that makes the new helmet?
Mm-hmm.
About $1,000.
Oh, I would believe it. Vices are expensive. They're quality product, but you have to pay that because they're kids. You don't want these kids living with lifelong brain injuries.
So, at this school that this person's talking about, $5,000 per player to get them on the field.
Okay, you do that times 50.
Just do it by your starting 11. That's $55,000.
$55,000.
You do 5,000 times 50 players, that's $250,000.
Yeah. Yeah, and
and you never think about stuff like
this.
You
never think about that. But that's why, if you see a player or a group of players out doing fundraisers and you can't donate at that time, go pay $10 and go up on the hill and watch them play.
Yeah.
That helps them too. Because those gate funds, now granted, TSSAA gets a pinch out of it.
Yeah. So not all $10 is going to go to the high school.
No, but they get, I think it's like a 75-25 split.
Yeah.
For regular season games. And I think it bumps up to 50-50.
For playoff.
For playoffs. And then.
That's why you see playoff tickets go for more.
Yeah.
That's why you almost have to buy them online now to be able to go.
Yes. And so that is a main way that these players are getting the money is through people going and watching them play.
100%.
And when they see all the negativity going on, it hurts the program it hurts them now and it hurts them in the future.
And one of the things I'm going to do before we head to the top of the hour break, I want to challenge everybody that is out there, everybody that is in Campbell County, that has the means to go tomorrow. I encourage everybody to come out to tomorrow's game when we take on West. Like I said, I feel like Campbell County has a better chance in this game they've had all season. I feel like this is a good opportunity for Coach Ownby, for the team, to go out and get their first win. I do feel like that is a solid opportunity for this team tomorrow. I believe that wholeheartedly. But, like Daniel said, the best way to help, pay $10. Pay $10 to get through the gate and go watch them play and cheer them on. Because it's a lot easier to play, Daniel, like you said, when the community rallies around you. and they look up in the stands and they see a packed house, you know what that's going to do? Their confidence is going to go through
the roof. And it helps.
And they're going to make plays that they would not have made in the first 4 games.
Absolutely not. The thing is, I can remember this, just my days of high school. You know, Anderson County sells out, right? The only 2 people in the stands that I cared about,
Mom and Dad.
Mom and Dad. Where are my mom and dad? They're there. Okay, well, if I can make Mom and Dad proud, imagine how the rest of those 10,000 fans in the stands will feel if they see me make a good block, or if they see, you know, Zeke Rogers, our running back that I had, break a 50-yard run. Okay, you tie it to Campbell County now. All right, you've got Big Webb, throws a block, good block. And then you've got
Aiden Evans,
or you've got Eli Lawson throwing a 50-yard bomb or taking it up the field for 25, 30 yards.
Or Colton Cup, who's being double blocked on every single play getting to the backfield.
Exactly.
I mean, think about, like, that's getting me fired up on the sidelines as a reporter. I'm just like, okay, all right, Colton.
Exactly. That matters to these kids. What they don't need to see is a community that comes in, sees the game, and immediately goes to Facebook and starts talking down on Coach Owenby or his coaches or the players. The coaches, they're grown men. You can talk about them all day. It is not going to bother them. We're talking about kids that are 14 to 18 years old that are out there on Friday night, not because they have to be.
They want to be.
They want to be. They don't want to lose any more than what we want to watch losing football.
Right.
Right? They don't.
100%.
They want to come in and they want to put a product on the field for our entertainment. That's all it is. That's all sports is.
Right.
It is entertainment for the viewer.
Exactly. And, you know, you get on Facebook and you see some of the comments that are out there, you know, not just on our page, but other pages throughout the community, and people just bashing the football team. And then you look on their profile picture and they look like Bill Dotrieve in the new season, The King of the Hill, where he has sat there for 3 years, never left his house. There's pizza boxes on his front lawn, and he gets a wellness check from Netflix. Stay tuned. We're going to take our top of the hour break. You're listening to Jake Miller Sports Talk right here on WLAF.
Quality and Clayton go hand in hand. That's quality constructed homes from Clayton Homes. The staff at Clayton Homes, located right here at home in Campbell County at Jacksboro, is ready to help you through all the steps of home ownership, from selecting the home that's just right for you to putting the keys in your hand. Since 1956, Clayton Homes has been making dreams come true. See the home folks about your new dream home from Clayton Homes, 110 North Street near Jacksboro Middle School. Call or just come on by.
When it comes to a personal loan, the person you talk to makes a difference. At Community Trust Bank, our loan specialists understand whether you're consolidating debt, covering expenses, making an amazing purchase, or planning that dream vacation. Your reasons are personal. That's why we offer flexible payment options and competitive rates to help make it happen. Community Trust Bank, building communities built on trust. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey, this is Chris Malone at Doyle's Tire Shop. We invite you to buy the new and used tires and friendly service. We're doing our best to continue the legacy of Doyle's Tire Shop. Come see us on the 4-lane next to Eagle Tire Pro, right between La Follette and Jacksboro. Doyle's Tire Shop. The tradition continues.
E.E. Hill & Son Insurance.
You know, the insurance agency started out as Hill Insurance, and it was started by my grandfather in 1925.
Celebrating 100 years in 2025.
I went into the insurance business with my dad and my Uncle David in '74 after I got out of UT. Then I bought the agency from my dad in '77.
It started as father and son.
Most people think that E.E. Hill & Son is my dad and me, and it's not. It was my granddad and my dad.
And 100 years later,
our agency's been blessed to be in a community that has embraced our agency, and we have had some of the most amazing employees.
Go Cougars!
When you think loans, think green and look for us under the big green sign, First National Bank on the 4-lane La Follette. Our hometown staff welcomes you by today. See Brian. Ask for Carrie. Look for Beth behind the counter. Or see Taylor at the drive-thru. First National Bank Oneida. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender. Your family, your future, your bank. First National Bank. Cougar fans, get your First National Bank orange and blue Cougar debit card.
At Grace Rehab, we have one goal in mind: to improve your quality of life. We provide physical, occupational, and speech therapy for all ages. Grace's therapy and treatment plans are individualized for each patient.
Well, my doctor didn't think I would be to this point at this time, and I wouldn't have been had it not been for the rehab center here at Grace.
Oh, I like all the people that's here, and they've been real nice, and I've had a ton of fun with them.
Grace Rehab, we want to help you feel your best.
Hi, my name's Amanda Pemberton. I'm a lifelong Campbell County native, former Lady Cougar. I'm a personal lines agent here at Gray Insurance. I would love to help you out with all your home, auto, life insurance, and health needs. We're an independent agency, so we can offer you a wide variety of companies. Come see me and I'll be glad to help you with all your insurance needs. Thanks.
I'm Daniel Dagley, and it's that time of year again. Come see us at Gray Insurance for all your health care needs.
If you're looking for quality at bargain prices, look no further than Hammers in Clinton. Family owned and operated, Hammers is there to help you stretch that dollar. Need jeans? Hammers has them. Need boots? Hammers has those. Need something orange for game day? Hammers has that as well. And don't forget to check out their home decor. When you visit Hammers in Clinton, you save money and time with a one-stop shop. And don't forget that RC and moon pie before you leave. Hammers, off the Clinton exit, just past Community Trust Bank. Easy to find, easy to shop.
Need tires and alignment? How about an oil changer, maybe brake work? Whatever your car, truck, or SUV needs, the folks at Hensley Tire and Service are ready to help you. When it comes to your vehicle, come to Hensley's Tire and Service. You'll find us in La Follette, where Indiana meets Beach. For your next set of tires or service needs, call Hensley Tire and Service, 423-563-8473.
Go Cougars!
Hi, I'm Macy Wilcox, the owner of La Follette Nutrition, and at La Follette Nutrition, we support the Cougars. Stop by and get a loaded tea and shake or a superfood bowl. And don't forget, we have seasonal menus. We're located at 240 West Central Avenue, Suite 9, across from First Baptist Church.
Welcome back. If you're wondering why we're sitting here dancing, it's because Facebook and what's his face?
Not me.
Yeah, that guy that owns Facebook. Yeah. We're not on Facebook right now. We're only live on YouTube and on channel 1089 on Comcast and on AM 1450. Why is that? I don't know. I guess somebody didn't like our music. So this is your water cooler segment presented by the Marlowe Agency. I've already cleared this with him. He is perfectly fine with this. So here's your water cooler segment. Yeah. Jake Miller Sports Talk gets taken off of Facebook after 10 minutes. Daniel, I don't like to get mad. And that's why. That's why, because everybody says when I get mad that it's funny.
It's kind of comical.
How is it comical?
It just is.
Because it rarely happens?
I don't know. Last week I had you on one, though. It was...
Alrighty. This is your water cooler segment. Presented by the Marlowe Agency. Up first, a New Jersey highway. There was a tractor-trailer collision. Guess what it resulted in? Real life Candy Crush. Bags and boxes of M&Ms were scattered all along the roadway. The Knowlton Township Fire and Rescue Squad said on social media after tractor-trailer on westbound Interstate 80 rear-ended another tractor-trailer that was parked on the shoulder. Neither driver was injured, and both declined to be examined by EMS personnel. The crash caused both vehicles' box trailers to burst, and one spilled out a load of M&Ms all across the roadway. You know, this seems terrible, but think about it. M&Ms are the one candy. They don't melt. You can pick them up off the road and eat them, as long as they're not crushed. You can pick them up off the road and eat them.
That's true.
I've done it in a Humvee. They were covered in sand, but you know what they weren't? They weren't melted. So I got my chocolate fix.
They were still M&Ms.
They were still M&Ms. They were still M&Ms. And, you know, you think about this, Daniel, what is one thing that if, like, nobody's hurt, but a tractor trailer flips, what is one product you would want to spill out onto the highway?
M&Ms.
That would be it. Now, what if the truck carrying Lululemon spilled out?
Oh, I would be all over.
And it was your size pants.
Oh.
Like your pants.
I would take on traffic. I'm a big enough person. Hopefully they can avoid me.
Just your size Lululemon.
They're $70 shorts. Of course I'm going to be out there. Are you kidding me?
You'd be walking home with $7,000 worth of shorts is what you'd be doing. And I'd be doing the same thing.
I was about to say, you're just as guilty as I am.
I mean, you look at what I'm wearing right now. I'm wearing Cutter and Buck, and yeah, I'd probably do the same thing. Oh, my goodness. Daniel, you got something as well.
I do. I've got one for you, Jake.
Okay.
North Carolina woman wins best birthday present ever from lottery game.
Oh, boy.
Right? So, a North Carolina woman celebrated her birthday by playing an online lottery game that earned her the best birthday present ever, a $626,000 prize.
Well, I mean, you get $600,000 for your birthday. The government's probably going to take a third of that. So she probably walked home with what, around $450,000?
Yep, pretty much. Yeah, right on the spot. $450,000.
Oh, nice payday.
Because, of course, she's got to pay people, right? The thing is, and she says she plans on using her winnings to make investments and give her 3 children a financial safety net for their future. Now,
investments. Am I about to become Dave Ramsey again?
See, to you and I, an investment is a pair of Lululemon shorts.
Mine's a Roth IRA, dude. I'm proud of my Roth IRA.
Roth IRA all you want, but I want my Lululemons and I want them now. But
which, granted, you're limited as to how much you can put in a Roth per year.
Yes, but you got to think though, $450,000 for 3 kids, and it sounds like
that's their college.
I mean, yeah, but it sounds like she's banking on this being like just. I mean, granted, it is life-changing money right now, but based on the news article and the picture I saw, it's probably already spent.
There's a picture?
Oh, yeah. Here, let me show you.
This reminds me a lot of the ESPN 30 for 30 broke. If you guys have never seen it, I highly encourage you to check it out. Give it a week. I mean, here's the deal.
Baby, we hit the lottery. Let's go get a double wide.
No, you can buy more than that. But that's like, I was watching this documentary. I watch it once a month. So, like, that's my weird thing is I watch ESPN 30 for 30s all the time. And I rewatch them.
Mm-hmm.
The Pony Excess, talking about SMU in the 70s and 80s. That's going Once Brothers with Vlade Divac and Drazen Petrovic, 2 basketball players out of, basically what was the USSR.
Yep.
Like, that's a really good one.
Vlade was one of the best centers in the NBA.
He was a fantastic center. And it was funny because that one actually makes me happy every time I watch it. Because when Vlade got to America, they would go out to eat, and all he would get is a cheeseburger and fries. And finally, Magic Johnson looked at him, and he's like, Vlade, why do you always just get a hamburger and fries? And he's like, well, that's all I know how to order. But, there's that one, and then the 30 for 30 broke. This actually ties back into NIL now because there's going to be a story that is very similar to this one that ESPN has put out about pro athletes that go broke.
Mm-hmm.
Antoine Walker,
yeah.
standout basketball player at Kentucky, ends up playing with the Boston Celtics, the Miami Heat, and I think a couple other teams before he finally retired. But at one point, he was paying for 24 cell phones.
That's insane.
He only knew 3 people on the plan.
That's insane.
He was paying for 8 houses. Guess how much money he had by the time he exited the league? Nothing. Allen Iverson, Reebok took care of him.
Finally.
But at one point, Allen Iverson, he was broke. Andre Rison is and what's so bad about this? He's the one that you see the most on there. Because it's talking about a crazy ex that burnt down his house.
Mm-hmm.
She's laughing about it. And he's sitting there while his house is in ruins because he had just bought a house in Cleveland because if you didn't know, the Baltimore Ravens are the original Cleveland Browns.
Yeah. Originally.
Modell did not tell the team that he was moving them to Baltimore, so they all bought houses in Cleveland. And they were not making as much money then as what they are now, nowhere near as much. So he's just stuck with a house in Cleveland at this point because it's basically a white elephant. And that's something you don't want if you invest in real estate. You don't want something like that.
Yeah.
Because only you want it, nobody else wants it. And it's not something you can easily get rid of. Well, that happened, and he got his house burnt down. There was another dude on there, I think it was Sean Salisbury, quarterback in the NFL.
Yep.
So he had to write a check to American Express for $100,000 for 1 month of spending.
Holy cow.
I don't know what I can spend $100,000 on in a month.
Go back a couple shows that we did here.
Good point. Good point. But, that's just one of the things, I think is going to get tied into NIL eventually.
I mean,
because you're going to have to come out with a documentary because you know good and well there are kids right now that are having issues with taxes.
Oh, yeah.
Because a lot of those guys, and fortunately for a lot of us, we grew up, parents knew what to do, set you up with a bank account.
Mm-hmm.
I was fortunate enough, my grandfather, Lonnie Earl, set me up with a bank account when I was 2 years old. I didn't know about this until I was 16. No, 14. I was 14. Yeah. But you have some guys that have never in their life had a cash check, never had to deposit a check. I know of one instance in particular. There was a guy at UT, gets his first NIL check. Where do you think he went?
Probably the Mercedes dealership.
No. He thought you took it to a check cashing place.
Oh.
And tried to cash a check for $50,000.
That's insane.
So then you have to teach these kids, it's no, we're going to set you up with a bank account. This is how this works. And you're having to do that. So that's another thing that they're going to have to start doing with a lot of these students as well, is you're going to have to set them up with classes.
On how to manage the money.
Not only how to manage money, but, some of them, you have to teach them how to open up a bank account.
Yeah.
Because a lot of them don't know.
Speaking of this, did you see, I think it's a player on Miami that had 26 pounds worth of diamonds and jewelry on. 26 pounds.
Was it? No, they don't have the turnover chain anymore.
No.
So this was his personal.
Yes, he was in street clothes, wearing 26 pounds of diamonds and gold chains, necklaces, and they're huge, big pieces.
You can tell I'm getting mad because I'm starting to sweat.
And it just kind of. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
I honest to God, I want to see this. I want to see this because this is what's going to result, and I think that might be why some of these guys are transferring, man. They've ran out of money. That might be part of the reason, is that they've ran out of money. Now, when you do that, you got to live with those consequences, because if you buy something that nobody else wants to buy, you can't just turn around and sell it. Now, if you got gold, you probably take that and sell it for, not as much as what you paid for it, but there's still some value there. Now, all these clothes that you're buying, I love Lululemon, but guess what? There's no resale value on Lululemon.
No, there's not. You can find it around the bin for $8 on a Good Friday.
There you go. There it is. There it is. $8 on a Friday. On a Friday.
I went to Lulu today and bought stuff on sale.
It's the only time I buy it. Plus, I get the military discount, which theirs is actually pretty sweet. Theirs is actually really sweet.
These kids are just, they're not kids. These young adults.
They're adults at this point. If they're getting paid that much money, they're making more money than you and I have ever made.
Yeah.
In our lives, they're getting that in one check.
They're going and spending $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, not on a vehicle or something. They're on jewelry or designer clothes.
Which the vehicle's almost just as bad.
I would rather have a vehicle, I believe, than, the chains and stuff. Especially if you've got your collegiate number on it.
Mm-hmm.
What happens if you go to the league? You're not going to have that number.
It's going to be hanging up in the closet.
Yeah. It's not going to be worth I mean, it'll still be worth money, but it's not going to be as sentimental, I guess, to you.
No, it won't be. It definitely won't be. And that's what's, this has been on my mind for a few weeks, and I've been meaning to talk about it, but, talking about the documentary, talking about the 30 for 30, and just seeing, some of the stuff that we see around college football now and what some of these kids are buying, because they're flaunting it all over social media. It's not like,
it's all
it's all in private. I mean, you can get on somebody's Instagram, their Twitter, they're going to show you exactly what they've got.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm sure if you look
$200 tennis shoes.
I'm sure if you look at Boo Carter's Instagram, I'm sure there's, and I'm not just picking Boo out, that's just one that came to mind.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that he's got a picture or something on there with him wearing 4 or 5 gold chains. And
let me ask you this. Do you remember in 2012 there was a recruit, it was class of 2013, but 2012 was a senior year of high school, so my age. There was a guy out of Alabama, big 5-star recruit. He played on the D-line. You want to know what his name was?
What's that?
D-liner. Like, that was actually his name.
It's a great name.
He committed to Auburn. Ends up going to Alabama. First weekend he's on campus. It's him and 2 other freshmen. They're at a car wash. Dodge Chargers. A wad of cash in their hands. Do you think that cash made it through the entire football season?
No.
Even though they had no living expenses, they were living for free. Their food was covered. Their education was covered. Everything's covered. Do you think that money made it through the end of the semester?
I don't think it made it through the week.
It might not have.
I mean, you got to – there. I don't know. I don't get the point of flexing all of that.
Right.
When you look at a majority of these NFL players that are making $100 million plus a year, you don't see them flexing.
I want to get Matthew on the mic here in just a second.
Yeah.
But, one of the things that bothers me the most about all this is there's not, like, take football, for example. You have what's called a get-back coach. And the get-back coach is the one, if your coach is getting too far out on the field or he's getting kind of out of line, it's like, hey, coach,
back up.
Back up. We got to calm it down. We got to calm it down. There needs to be a get-back coach on staff at every university, every major university at least, where you're getting these guys that are making all this money. That's like, hey, man, I know that seems like something you want, but is that something that you actually need?
Yeah.
Is that something that is going to benefit you later in life? Matthew, I know you have probably seen this too.
Yeah, well, something in my mind. Personally, I do that with my wife. And
well, that's different.
That's yeah, it's very different.
That is different.
She does not like. I don't think women do like it when you try to tell them how to spend their money. That's something I'm trying to learn.
That is a mortal sin, Matthew.
In this less than 1 year of marriage, I'm learning. I mean, I'm learning that.
Jake's not even married, and he knows that.
Yeah. Sometimes she's right when maybe you don't think that.
I mean, Jake, you go over.
I don't think she's listening, so we're okay.
You go over to your girlfriend's house. Y'all go do whatever. She's like, all right, I want to take you to Ruth's Chris and buy you a great steak.
By golly, we're going.
Do you tell her that's a waste of money?
No.
You say, all right, I'll drive. Let's go.
Here's the thing, guys. And Matthew, you probably already learned this. But it's like, I'll walk into a gas station, right? Grab my Celsius, grab, whatever I need. And I'm looking at this 4-piece Reese's sticks. That is my favorite candy. I love Reese's. Whether it's the cups, the sticks, whatever it may be, love Reese's.
Me and you both.
But
I'm
like,
a Butterfinger fan.
It's like, man, do I really want to spend the $3 on this? Do I really want to spend $3 on this? And then you get a text, and it's for, $60 pair of sweatpants. Well, I want these. Guess what you're doing? You're going to buy the $60
You're going to
sweatpants.
buy the sweatpants. I mean,
amen.
If you're thinking about a grilled cheese, and it's like, hey, would you want to go grab some Charlie's Pizza tonight? You're going to Charlie's.
That could not be more true. You're correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
if you want regular Coke and she wants Diet Coke, guess what you're putting in the fridge?
Diet Coke.
And we've mentioned this before on the show, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, in the fridge right now, do we have regular Sprite or Sprite Zero?
Sprite Zero.
You got Sprite Zero.
No, I have regular Sprite because that's what she likes.
Oh, okay.
I was about to say, I was like, oh, no, he did not. Matthew, I was about to run across the street and grab it during the commercial break. That way I could save you, bud.
Or if we have both, mine's generic, because I don't care to sacrifice a little bit of flavor. I can't tell the difference anyways between generic and regular. That'll be a topic for another
and that
day,
one
though.
you can't really tell the difference.
Yeah.
Listen, Katie, if you're watching, I love you. I will never buy you anything other than Diet Coke, name brand. I will pay that right there. I will pay the $13 for you to have the satisfaction of drinking a Diet Coke.
At this point,
or 7 a day.
At this point, it's not even sports. This is just Jake Miller talk. There's no sports involved anymore.
This is Jake Miller Sports Talk giving Matthew Moore life lessons.
Mm-hmm.
No, this is called Tennessee's playing UAB this week, and there is absolutely nothing to break down about this game. We're a 38-point favorite. That's all you need to know about this game. It's going to be not as similar to ETSU as
well.
Jake,
talking about some sports,
mm-hmm.
Do you want to let our viewers know where we're going to be next week?
Oh, how about that? Speaking of food, the Egg Bowl, La Follette versus Jacksboro. We will be broadcasting live from the Egg Bowl. Not only are we going to be doing the show, we're going to broadcast the game, play-by-play of the Egg Bowl. You have an alum of La Follette in me that played football up there. You have an alum in Jacksboro, in which the guy sitting to my left on the right of your television screen that played at Jacksboro.
And coached.
And coached. This is going to be an interesting.
It will be.
Yeah. We're going to have to actually put the media hats on.
Yeah. No, it'll be – I'm excited. I talked to Coach Garrison Hayes last Friday night, ran into him at the ball game.
Yeah, that's my coach.
And he's a coach. Ran into Garrison Hayes and, was making sure everything was okay. He's like, yeah, we'd love it. And, for the community, I think that it's awesome. The players,
mm-hmm.
those middle school players, man, they love it.
Oh, yeah.
They don't care if they win or lose by 50. They love it. That was always the coolest thing, especially at the middle school level. High school ball, it's very publicized now.
Mm-hmm.
You've got 3 or 4 different media outlets. We'd love for you to watch WLEF tomorrow night. We'll be there. But there's several different outlets to watch high school ball.
Mm-hmm.
Middle school ball, there's not.
No.
So these players, these middle school players, they're going to be excited.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Mom, can we watch my game back tomorrow?
Yeah. No, I mean, you talk about how we talk about how everybody that comes to the stands tomorrow to watch the game between Campbell County and West, how much that's a confidence booster.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these middle school kids, they've never been on a live broadcast.
No.
They've never been on a live broadcast. Could you imagine, 8th grade Daniel, hey, guys, this game's going to be broadcasted over WLAF. You guys are going to be on Facebook Live. You guys are going to be on YouTube Live.
On TV in Knoxville.
On TV in Knoxville.
Yeah. That's – you've got to think, you've got players at La Follette and Jacksboro right now that are in 8th grade. This is the last snap of football.
Well, they got one more game after this.
This will be the last
Egg Bowl
for them.
Yeah. And that's been beaten to their heads for the past 3 years.
And that's been beaten to their heads. But now they know that they're going to be talked about
mm-hmm.
by 2 dingleberries on TV. It's cool. The parents should be excited. Make sure our viewers, make sure the kids' grandparents, if they're still with us, make sure they know that they can watch. Make sure the aunts and uncles and everybody else knows that they can watch.
I wonder if they still got my old jersey.
I don't know.
I wonder if they got my old helmet.
They need to retire it if they do.
I wonder if they have my old pads. I wouldn't be able to fit into them because back then old Jake was about 110 pounds. Jake's about 200 now.
That would be – I do have my old Jacksboro jersey and my old Jacksboro pants.
I'm going to have to give Garrison Hayes a call. We're going to run down the old Jake Miller jersey. But I just realized that we have sat here and talked for 24 minutes. We are overtime on the first segment. Stay with us. Jake Miller Sports Talk continues right here on WLAF.
I'm Bailey Ball. Come see my dad, Billy, at La Follette Mine Supply. Hey, he's my dad too. Come see our dad for septic tanks, PVC pipe, septic chambers, and rebar. Be sure and ask about our low prices on tractor ag fluid, DEF fluid, and Rotella T4 motor oil. What's that? No kids zone? You can read?
At Alco Builders and Realty, we have agents that know the area, that are experts in the local market. It's very important in real estate to have someone on your team that understands the market. Give us a call. We'd love to hear from you.
For more than 5 decades, one name has delivered excellence in paving: Boshears. Boshears Paving. From the perfect finish of your home driveway to commercial parking lots to roads for a new subdivision, Boshears Paving handles all types of paving projects. Boshears Paving protects your investment, enhances curb appeal with expert seal coating and precise professional striping. Unmatched quality, reliability, and service you can trust. No matter your paving needs, Boshears Paving is your solution. Call them today, 423-562-2162.
Hi, this is Kim from Bird Screen Printing. You need custom shirts, signs, or banners? Whether it's for school, business, or special event, we've got you covered. We're local, friendly, and ready to help turn your dreams into a reality. Fast, reliable service from folks you know and trust. Come see us at Bird Screen Printing. Let's get your next project started.
Hey, this is Larry Burge. Stop by and see us today in downtown La Follette at 225 East Central Avenue or call 423-562-3044. 562-3044. Go Cougars!
Whether you're a contractor or you're just handling a project around the house or farm, C&O Metal Sales has the best prices in the tri-state. Metal roofing custom cuts as well as delivery are available from C&O Metal. Be sure and ask us about our lifetime warranty on metal. Matt Klein can handle your big or small jobs from 1 piece of metal to 100. Select from 22 colors. C&O Metal Sales is right behind O'Reilly's Auto Parts in Middlesboro. Just take a left at the first stoplight and C&L is on the right. See or call Matt at 606-248-5744.
This is Matthew Klein, former Cougar number 42. Come see me at C&L Metal.
Since 1963, CNC Concrete has been serving Campbell County and surrounding areas with the best there is in concrete. The best in rock, the best in rebar, the best in sand, the best in pretty much anything pertaining to concrete. That's CNC Concrete. Bobby Crass is his family's second generation of owning and operating CNC. As Bobby says, we hold your dreams, the concrete to your dream home. CNC Concrete, open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. until the job gets done.
Citizens Bank is a locally owned and operated bank serving communities in East Tennessee. The bank was established in 1934 with 3 guiding principles at its foundation: assurance of safety to depositors, a high standard of service to customers, and a genuine desire to serve the community. These principles are the core factor in the success that has lasted over 85 years and grown Citizens Bank to the renowned financial institution it is today. To learn more about Citizens Bank, visit citizensbank24.com.
Quality and Clayton go hand in hand. That's quality constructed homes from Clayton Homes. The staff at Clayton Homes, located right here at home in Campbell County at Jacksboro, is ready to help you through all the steps of home ownership, from selecting the home that's just right for you to putting the keys in your hand. Since 1956, Clayton Homes has been making dreams come true. See the home folks about your new dream home from Clayton Homes, 110 North Street near Jacksboro Middle School. Call or just come on by.
When it comes to a personal loan, the person you talk to makes a difference. At Community Trust Bank, our loan specialists understand whether you're consolidating debt, covering expenses, making an amazing purchase, or planning that dream vacation. Your reasons are personal. That's why we offer flexible payment options and competitive rates to help make it happen. Community Trust Bank, building communities built on trust. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Here on on the program. Jake Miller Sports Talk. Jake Miller, Daniel Collins, Matthew Moore coming to you for another 30 minutes right here over WLAF. 1450 AM, Comcast, channel 1089. If you're listening on FM, 100.9 FM. So, of course, we know Tennessee's playing this weekend. They're playing against UAB, the alma mater of Campbell County head coach Taylor Ownby. Tennessee is a 38.5-point favorite in that game. Nothing more needs to be said about that football game. Now, there are some interesting games that are coming up this weekend as well. You have number 17 Texas Tech taking on number 16 Utah, which Utah is favored by 3.5 in that game. We're going to be making our picks in the final segment. Also, a team that has not gotten a lot of respect, and probably deservedly so, over the past few years, Auburn, 3-0, taking on 3-0 Oklahoma.
Ooh, that'll be a good game.
I am actually very excited to see that game. Well, a little bit I can. I'm actually going to watch him on Saturday, the new sports horror movie. It's coming out.
Two things that typically don't mix.
No, this one's actually supposed to be good. Supposed to be.
We'll see.
And then you have South Carolina, who just got absolutely mollywopped by Vanderbilt.
And lost their quarterback.
And lost your quarterback.
Which does, that stinks. I mean, that quarterback is...
He's decent.
He's decent.
He is decent. They're going to be taking on Missouri. That's a 7 o'clock game. And then here's one. Of course, you have Illinois and Indiana. Illinois, okay. All right. Good job, guys. The Fighting Illini, making it happen.
What?
3-0. They're playing at Indiana. Indiana's a 6.5-point favorite in that game.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Number 19 in the country, favored by 6.5 over number 9.
Interesting.
And then, of course, you have just some meh games that you don't really want to talk about. This one I do want to talk about a little bit because there are implications in this game. It's going to be unranked Florida 1-2 going into 3-0 Miami, number 4 in the country. Miami is favored by 9.5 in this game. Guys,
DJ Lagway is struggling.
He is struggling bad.
Bad.
5 interceptions.
I don't know if he'll be at Florida next year.
He won't be.
I'm serious.
He won't be.
I don't think he'll be at Florida next year.
Now, here's the thing with Florida. I don't care what Florida has done up to the point in which they play us. I do not care if they are 10-0, 0-10, 5-5, 1-9, 9-1. I do not care. The fact of the matter is, in the middle of November, where is that game being played?
The Swamp.
It is being played in the Swamp, a place that Tennessee has not won since 2003. I'm already getting mad again. We're not even anywhere near this game yet. We're over a month away.
Griffin Hill's always tough.
We're 2 months away from going down to the Swamp, and I hate that place.
Griffin Hill's always tough. It's always been tough for Tennessee.
It stinks.
Yeah.
It actually has an odor. It stinks. Smells like bologna.
Jake and his, if y'all haven't figured out yet, Jake associates stadiums with how bad they smell.
Mm-hmm.
And so Alabama is just the worst. It's garbage.
Dirty socks and cheese.
Yeah, and so Griffin Hill Stadium is
baloney.
Baloney.
I mean, it's a perfect representation of Billy Napier right now. I mean, and here's the thing, man. It does not matter, like, what Tennessee does up to that point. It does not matter what Florida does up to that point. When Tennessee rolled into Ben Hill Griffin Stadium in 2023, what did we think was going to happen? We thought we were going to go in there and roll them.
Roll them, yeah.
That's exactly what we thought. We thought that Tennessee was going to go down to Gainesville. I know a bunch of people that traveled to that game. I almost traveled to that game, and I'm glad I didn't, because then I'd have had a 12-hour car ride back in misery. And then everybody would have had to have heard me for the next 12 hours.
Yeah, I don't know what
Buddy,
it
we're
is.
a month and we're almost 2 months away from this game, and I'm already having a meltdown about it.
I don't know what it is. Well, I mean, this would have been the week that Tennessee played Florida.
This would have been the week Tennessee played Florida. It would have either been this past Saturday or this weekend in which Tennessee would have played Florida. Growing up, it was always the second or third game of the year. Like back in the 90s, it was always the second game, and then in the 2000s, it was the third game, and then eventually it kind of switched to the fourth game. And then we had that one random year in 2014, which we played them like October 1st. But there's only been 2 other times that I can think of in the modern era in which Tennessee has played Florida in the month of November. And actually, no, this would be the only time.
Do we play them the week after Bama? Or is it Bama, then?
It's Bama, then it's somebody else, then it's somebody else, then it's
Florida.
Florida's the second to last game of the year.
Oh. Because we know that Bama's the third week of October.
The only other times that I can remember Tennessee playing Florida outside of October or September was the COVID year. We played them in December. And then the most notable is actually December 1st of 2001, because that game was originally set to be played on September the 15th of that year. But because of 9/11, that game had been canceled. Like, not even rescheduled, it had been canceled. But there were SEC and national championship implications towards the end of the year. You had a one-loss Tennessee team. You had a one-loss Florida team. So instead of playing the SEC championship game on December 1st,
they played each other.
They played each other in the Swamp. Tennessee was a 3-touchdown underdog, and Travis Stevens had the game of his life. I mean, I'm pretty sure it was like 230 yards rushing that he had that day. Just mowing them down left and right. Whether he got all the way into the end zone or not, he was mowing people down. He would at least get you inside the 5, and then you just hand the ball off to Jabari Davis.
Yeah, and let him.
At that point, it was juice time.
Jake, we got a comment.
Our favorite, Anthony. Who is Tennessee Vols' all-time favorite quarterback? I think he's asking who our favorite quarterback is. Mine, oddly enough, I'll let you give yours first, matter of fact.
You might have been too young, but mine was probably T. Martin. I can remember Tennessee winning their championship.
Of course.
I was old enough. I was 7, so I can remember, sitting on the floor watching Tennessee play in the national championship game, and just falling in love with T. And I think it's either him, Peyton, or surprisingly Casey Clausen.
Mine is actually 2 starting quarterbacks after that.
Really?
Can you give me a name?
After Casey?
Because you got to think. The start of the 2000 season, A.J. Suggs started the year.
Yes.
And then Joey Matthews.
Oh.
And then it became Casey Clausen.
Yeah.
Casey Clausen is my all-time favorite quarterback. Like, that's my childhood quarterback.
Yeah, Casey Clausen was awesome. I met him.
He could not run to save his life.
No. Well, Jimmy couldn't either. None of the Clausens could really run.
No, they all looked alike, and they all ran just goofy.
Yeah, they all. But no, I would.
My favorite Casey Clausen play ever is the bootleg against Notre Dame, and he's literally like high-stepping. He looks like a Tennessee walking horse running to the end zone, and somehow he made it.
It looks like Peyton Manning's one rushing touchdown in the NFL.
Oh, no, it was worse. It was worse.
Peyton turns around, play action, and he just boots out in the slowest.
Well, and what's funny is, at that time, I'm watching guys like Michael Vick,
oh yeah,
Donovan McNabb, and guys like that, guys that can run with the football they're playing quarterback. I looked at my Uncle Mike. I said, well, why can't Casey Clausen do that? He's like, Jake, if Casey Clausen ever breaks a 50-yard run for a touchdown, he's like, I'll buy you something to eat, buddy.
It's like Daniel Jones a few years ago. If everybody's wondering what I'm talking about, just look up Daniel Jones trips by himself on like a 50-yard run.
Yeah. We got off on the Florida tangent, and Casey Clausen was the last quarterback to actually win at the Swamp.
Man, that's
how crazy does that seem? Because
that doesn't even seem real.
No, let's think about all the starting quarterbacks that Tennessee has had after Casey Clausen. You had Eric Ainge.
Yeah,
and
stud.
I'm pretty sure Brent Schaefer started earlier that year too.
He did.
So, which Brent Schaefer never played at the Swamp.
No,
he'd already been kicked off the team.
Yep.
I don't think Rick started at the Swamp. No, that would have been Eric. So it would have been Ainge, Crompton, Sims, Bray, Worley.
Man, we went through
Dobbs,
some quarterbacks.
Dobbs, Garantano, Hendon, which Hendon never. No, he did start at the Swamp.
He did start at the Swamp.
And Joe Milton. That's 9 quarterbacks. 9 quarterbacks that have went to the Swamp
and lost
over the course of the past 22 years and lost. Same applies to Alabama, mind you. We haven't won at Alabama since 2003. And guess who led that charge in 5 overtimes? Casey Clausen, 4th and 19.
I remember staying up for that game.
Yeah. And he hit C.J. Phaeton on that fade route on 4th and 19.
I can remember my dad telling me that it was time to go to bed so many times. And it's like, Dad, it's overtime. And he'd come back in. Dad, it's still overtime.
Mm-hmm.
Dad, we're on the 5th overtime. And at that point, Dad just sat down and was watching. He was like, I can't miss this. You know, it's.
Yes, we do have a little bit of breaking news. And I talked about it a little bit before the show. And, you know, and there's so many people out here saying it. I'm not sure if this is 100% accurate, but, I mean, there's so many people talking about it that it seems logical. What are the odds that Jim Chaney's coming back to be an offensive analyst at UT?
I don't know. Would I like to see it? Yeah. Do I think Coach Hop would really like it? I don't know. Because Coach Hop's, I mean, he's got his ways with running the offense.
Well, and here's the thing with Jim Chaney, and Jim Chaney does not get enough credit for what he has done in his coaching career. So everyone's going to bring up the Jeremy Pruitt era, okay? Here's the deal with that. That was not Jim Chaney's offense. The Jim Chaney offense was that 2012 Tennessee offense in which you saw Tyler Bray slinging the ball all over the field and Dooley finally let him do what he wanted to do.
Yeah.
That's the Jim Chaney offense. Now, as an analyst, you're not going to have as much emphasis on the play calling as what you would if you were the offensive coordinator. But
still, that's another ear in Coach Hop's.
It is.
Or that's another mouth in Coach Hop's ear.
It is.
And he's already got so many. I mean, everybody that watches the product, especially this past Saturday, Coach Heupel already has these plays picked out before the play that he just ran.
Oh, the script is already written. We already know that.
The script's already wrote.
Yeah.
You know, and having another person that's saying, you know, and Jim Chaney's not going to be there on Saturday saying we're doing this.
No.
Don't get me wrong.
No, that's not going to happen. That was never going to happen.
That's not going to happen. But having somebody look back at the previous week and say, well, why did you do this instead of doing this? I'm sure Coach Heupel's already got somebody that kind of helps him do that.
Mm-hmm.
And Coach Heupel's already self-admitted that he is his own worst critic when it comes to play calling.
Huh. I just asked Matthew. We were actually having this conversation a few weeks ago. Matthew, who's the biggest critic of this show?
Biggest critic of this show? Ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think. You know, we, you know, in broadcasting in general, or really, you know, in a lot of stuff, you know how it's supposed to go.
Right.
You know your sports plays after the weather. Like if you're on the air or something, you know, this commercial on the log is supposed to go before this commercial. But
the outside world really doesn't know.
Yeah, nobody else really cared. Nobody else know, like, you know.
They don't see the 30 minutes that we spend after the show talking about ways that we can improve the show.
They just see the finished product.
Yeah.
And so.
Well, I think the best example I can give of that, honestly, is after the first show, I sent a text to Jim. And I was like, Jim, I hope that was good enough for you, man. I just really want to make you proud. And he's like, man, that was great. Like, what are you talking about? It's like, okay. It's like, all right, maybe I need to just enjoy the moment.
Yeah.
And then what does Jake do? He shoots me a text that says, hey, do you want to come on and talk sports?
And that's how we're here. That's how we got here. A text message. That's how we got here. That's usually how the best things happen, though, is like just things that you don't expect to happen. Kind of like the conversation that we had in the first segment of this hour, probably the last segment in the last hour, was just impromptu.
Yeah.
Just, okay, this is what we're going to do.
I mean, it's stuff that weighs on my heart for the local community and yours as well.
Of course.
You know, we kind of just, this show, we don't have a script. What y'all see here is not a script.
No, it's actually the Campbell County High School basketball schedule.
Basketball schedule. We don't have a script. You know, I'm usually the one that's texting everybody like, hey, guys, do we have anything that we're going to talk about? And Jake and Matthew both can attest to this.
And I'm just like, nah, man, we're just going to go in here and roll with it. And that's what we do every week.
And
I mean, that's the thing.
That's what we do. And you know, the product that we've put out so far, I mean, I'm proud of it. I know you are. And
Of course.
I know Matthew is as well. Of course, there's more stuff that we wish we could say.
I mean, there are, but I mean, at the same time, you know, it's one of those deals like let's, you know, because my biggest goal, and I think I said this in the first week, but, you know, one of the things that I pride myself on is, you know, getting everybody involved, you know, whether that's making a call to Brent McNeely and saying, hey, man, you care to comment on this? I know we're playing Carnes this week, and I know how you feel about Carnes. Like, could we, you know, get a comment from you? And he's more than happy to give it to me. You know, when I go up to, you know, Coach Kitts, you know, the girls basketball coach, and dude is like, just seems always excited to see me, like, you know, dapping me up, you know, giving bro hugs and stuff like that, you know, and, you know, having Matthew here, it's like, I know, you know, he's mainly our production guy, but it's like, you know, Matthew's working his tail off to make sure that this gets on air and gets us, you know, basically where we are now, because, you know, 3 weeks ago, I was in there pushing buttons and trying to make it work, and I'm sitting there having to text Matthew. It's like, hey, it's time to go to break.
Yeah, it's been, you know, a world of difference just seeing the little bit I've been.
Speaking
here.
of the early days of the Sports Talk Show, you may remember a kid that was not a kid. He's an adult now.
Yeah.
Remember Clayton Carroll? Well, he went on to Clarksville. I talked to him about every other day. Got a call from him last night about 8:30, and
past his bedtime.
Well, actually, he's an hour behind, so it was 7:30 for his actually getting ready to get dinner, and I'm like, oh, I better go to bed. Anyways, I'm not gonna say too much, and I'm not gonna say exactly where it is, because that'll be coming up on our website here in the next little bit. But Clayton's gonna make his on-air debut in Clarksville soon.
Really?
Awesome.
On television.
I'm happy for Clayton. He's a good guy.
That reminds me, and I'm happy to hear that, because it reminds me of going down to Murfreesboro and being told, it's like, hey, we need an anchor for Wednesday nights.
Oh, I can remember watching you in your early days on the Raider.
Hey, Matthew, go to the close-up camera real quick. Let's give everybody a representation of what it was like. Jake Miller's first time on air. Camera cuts to me.
And boom goes the dynamite.
Oh. There was a fire
and
down
the
street.
fire was big. There was a fire, and that fire was big, and it was fire.
Clayton, I know you're listening, man. I know you're watching. Don't do that, man. You're a lot more seasoned going into this than what I was. I was a pre-pharmacy major turned journalist.
Good grief.
Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
Good grief.
Tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take one short time out here. One short one, and we'll return with the final segment. Stay with us. More Jake Miller Sports Talk coming up.
Hey, this is Chris Malone at Doyle's Tire Shop. We invite you to buy the new and used tires and friendly service. We're doing our best to continue the legacy of Doyle's Tire Shop. Come see us on the 4-lane next to Eagle Tire Pro, right between La Follette and Jacksboro. Doyle's Tire Shop. The tradition continues.
E.E. Hill & Son Insurance.
You know, the insurance agency started out as Hill Insurance, and it was started by my grandfather in 1925.
Celebrating 100 years in 2025.
I went into the insurance business with my dad and my Uncle David in '74 after I got out of UT. Then I bought the agency from my dad in '77.
It started as father and son.
Most people think that E.E. Hill & Son is my dad and me, and it's not. It was my granddad and my dad.
And 100 years later,
our agency's been blessed to be in a community that has embraced our agency, and we have had some of the most amazing employees.
Go Cougars!
When you think loans, think green and look for us under the big green sign, First National Bank on the 4-lane La Follette. Our hometown staff welcomes you by today. See Brian. Ask for Carrie. Look for Beth behind the counter. or see Taylor at the drive-thru. First National Bank Oneida, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Your family, your future, your bank. First National Bank. Cougar fans, get your First National Bank Orange and Blue Cougar debit card.
At Grace Rehab, we have one goal in mind: to improve your quality of life. We provide physical, occupational, and speech therapy for all ages. Grace's therapy and treatment plans are individualized for each patient.
Well, my doctor didn't think I would be to this point at this time, and I wouldn't have been had it not been for the rehab center here at Grace.
Oh, I like all the people that's here, and they've been real nice, and I've had a ton of fun with them.
Grace Rehab, we want to help you feel your best.
Final segment of the program, Jake Miller Sports Talk. It's WLAF, presented by the Marlowe Agency. Jake Miller, Daniel Collins, Matthew Moore. Just a few more minutes here on the air. Of course, right now we have Grace Christian and Webb going on, in which Grace Christian is winning that game 21-14. So that is going to be the last we talk of that game. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to talk about this game tomorrow night up on the hill. Campbell County versus West. And as we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, the challenge that I am presenting to you as a community is to come out, pay the $10 a ticket, come and watch your hometown team. For most of you, it's your alma mater anyway. Support your school. It's like, oh, I don't go there anymore. Guess what? I don't go there anymore. I've not been in those halls in 12 years. But guess where I have been every Friday night since I have moved back to Campbell County? Where have I been?
With Campbell County.
I have been with Campbell County. And that was a choice I made. I don't have to go. I didn't have to agree to do this. I was going to go anyway. I was going regardless.
Yeah.
But luckily, thankful for Jim, everybody else like Wes, Brent, everybody else that puts on this wonderful show that we have on Fridays. Yeah, it makes it easier for me to go. But I was going to go regardless.
And, I mean,
it's my school.
From my perspective, it's not my school, right?
But you live here?
I live here. Campbell County is not where I went to school. But last Friday, tomorrow night, any home game, you know where I'm going to be?
You're going to be at Campbell County High School.
I'm going to be at Campbell County High School.
Mm-hmm.
Next Friday.
You're going to be at Clinton.
I'm going to be in Clinton.
Mm-hmm.
On the call for WLAF.
Yeah.
It's all about helping the kids.
Right.
Whether you can go to the game. I know we've got several shut-ins that enjoy watching live streams. That's a majority of who watches.
And that's okay.
And that's okay. We appreciate
if you don't have the means to go, we're not forcing you to.
Yeah.
You know.
But it could also be those same people that are watching online are the ones that are leaving these nasty comments.
Mm-hmm. Come say hi to me.
Yeah, come say hi to us.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, just come say hi to us. We're going to be there. We're two pretty approachable guys. I mean, I'm only like 5'10", 200 pounds. I'm not a threat by any means.
I mean, I'm only 6'7".
Yeah, you're kind of threatening.
I mean, yeah, I look threatening. I'm very threatening. But folks, for real though, these student athletes, they need your support. They really do.
Mm-hmm. They do.
It's not easy being a winless team this far into the season.
It's not easy at all.
But having the community behind you, having community engagement, seeing their neighbor or the person that they go to church with or something at the football game means the world to them.
It does. Well, and I'll say this, you know, and I wouldn't do this for any other school. I lived in Powell for 8 years. How many times do you think I went to Powell High School or Halls High School to watch a game?
Probably none.
0.
Yep.
When I was living in West Knoxville, how many times do you think I went to watch Bearden or West or Catholic or whoever?
None.
0. I didn't go to a single one of their games.
Which I wouldn't go to Catholic to watch them anyways, but.
No. The Butch Bowl.
I have personal issues with Catholic.
Of course. But that's not the point. The point we're trying to make, guys, is the fact this is your community. Mm-hmm. This is your team. You need to get out and support your team. And I'm not asking you to donate hundreds of thousands of dollars. That way we can buy helmets, shoulder pads, and cleats, and jerseys, and pants, and girdles, and knee pads. thigh pads, hip pads, tail pads. We're not asking you to do all that. No, just come out and support your guys. Come out and support your team. Come out and support your community. Because when you have a community gathered around you, like we said, your confidence is up. The team's confidence is up. If you're excited to be there, guess what? The kids are excited to be there and play for you.
Yep.
So that's why I'm putting out this challenge. Everyone that is able to, tomorrow, get in your car, go to 150 Cougar Lane, pay that money at the gate, and go find a seat up in those stands that you've sat in before, because guess what? At one point, you went to that high school and you had to sit in those exact same seats. Get in your car, go to 150 Cougar Lane, wear orange and blue, and let's go get this win tomorrow. That is going to do it for us. Daniel, thank you, sir.
My pleasure.
Matthew, you are the man. Something else coming up next right here on WLAF. Tune in tomorrow for Campbell County versus West right here on your radio station, my radio station, WLAF.